New at 6, an unusual guest is pacing outside the courthouse in Salem. It's a peahen, and no one seems to know where it came from.
She's beautiful, yeah. She's just regal, and it's fun to watch her with the windows, our mirrored windows. She just prances back and forth.
The bird is so popular, her fans have even come up with a name for her. So will she stay? We'll follow that mystery at 6.
A terrier that vanished 3 years ago is back with his owner in Florida tonight. He turned up more than 1,000 miles from home. This is Barbara Apostolo and her dog Towboy. After the happy reunion, a shelter in Lake Charles, Louisiana, tracked the Miami woman down after scanning a microchip implanted under Towboy's skin. Then, a woman who heard the story paid for Towboy's return home. Apostolo has no idea how her dog made it so far away from home.
What a great ending. Nightly News is straight ahead. They've already lost their homes in the recession, but what's next for the residents of one of America's hardest hit communities?
Plus, Making a Difference, a special program for young dancers who move at their own pace.
We'll see you at 6.
On our broadcast tonight, American hostage, a ship's captain held by pirates on the high seas. The Navy is there, and we're now waiting for the next move. Signs of life in the housing market. Is it possible that low prices, low interest rates are starting to have an effect? The tragic death of a promising young major leaguer in a heartbreaking accident just hours after pitching a great game. And Making a Difference, a special story for you tonight. It's about children with special needs. It's also about something much bigger. NBC Nightly News begins now.
From NBC News World Headquarters in New York, this is NBC Nightly News with Brian Williams.
Good evening. The U.S. Navy has arrived in the waters off the coast of Africa to take control of a huge containerized shipping vessel and try to get the captain back. He remains a hostage of the modern-day pirates who have made the waters off the coast of Somalia the most dangerous in the world. It's become a kind of slowly escalating war on the water, pitting navies like ours with big ships and aircraft against violent young hijackers in speedboats armed with AK-47s. The drama's been going on for over a day now. We begin with an update on the situation from our Pentagon correspondent, Jim Miklashevsky. Jim, good evening.
Good evening, Brian. Military officials tell us tonight that hijacking has now turned into a hostage negotiation, and the Navy's doing everything it can to bring an American captain back home alive. The U.S. Navy tonight is sending still more firepower to the pirates' standoff at sea. 2 more warships with combat helicopters. The freed cargo ship Maersk Alabama, which had been hijacked, is now headed to Kenya with 18 heavily armed U.S. sailors on board. All the focus tonight is on the motorized lifeboat like this one with the 4 pirates and their American hostage, Captain Richard Phillips. Commanders on the Navy destroyer Bainbridge have been negotiating by radio with the pirates, getting advice from FBI hostage negotiators back in the U.S.
The most important thing is to not let it escalate, and the pirates are going to be making threats. They're going to try to get everyone to back away and leave them alone.
Defense Secretary Robert Gates said today the use of force is only the last resort.
We are obviously looking at our options, but again, foremost in our minds is the safety of the captain.
And we're learning more tonight about Captain Phillips, a former taxi driver, and his courage during the hijacking. Several crew members overpowered one of the pirates, dragged him into the ship's safe room, and locked the door. When the other 3 discovered him missing, they panicked and at gunpoint started to single out crew members as hostages to take off the ship. That's when Captain Richard Phillips offered himself up as a hostage to protect his crew. In Vermont today, Phillips' sister-in-law says that fits perfectly with Richard's character.
That was surprised, but not unlike him.
Why is that?
Because he would just think of the other person, the other crew.
Joseph Murphy is a professor at the Massachusetts Maritime Academy. His son Shane is now the skipper on the Alabama. Murphy warns that unless shipping companies do more to protect their ships and crews, piracy cannot be stopped.
The best battle is the battle never fought. Unfortunately, if the pirates do get on board, there's little it can do.
But there's encouraging news tonight. The hostage, Captain Phillips, is still in radio contact with the Navy aboard the Bainbridge, and he and the pirates have been provided with more food and fresh batteries. And in hostage negotiations, that's progress. Brian.
Jim Miklaszewski at the Pentagon tonight. Thanks, Jim, for that. Heading up the news out of this country again tonight, it's the economy. First-time applications for unemployment benefits edged down a bit last week to a still very high 654,000. Total number of Americans collecting benefits now rose to 5.84 million. That's a new record. Retail sales were down again in March by 1.